Imagine this. Your entire world vanishes in a single wave. Everything you built, the wealth, the plans, the future you sacrificed for, swallowed by the sea. One moment you're a king of trade. The next, you're standing on a foreign shore with nothing but wet clothes and the taste of salt on your lips. What would you do? Most people would break. They'd rage at the sky, curse their luck, drown in regret. But one man didn't. His name was Zeno, and that shipwreck didn't destroy him. It forged him. What if the worst thing that ever happened to you was actually the beginning of becoming undefeatable? Stay with me, because right now you're probably carrying something heavy. A dream that keeps slipping away. A failure that still stings at 3 a.m. A life that feels like it's constantly testing how much you can take before you snap. You push harder, hustle more, try to control every variable, and still the storm comes. The promotion passes you by. The relationship fractures. The market crashes. The body betrays you. And in that moment, something inside whispers, "Why me?" That's the trap. That's where most people stay stuck, angry, anxious, chained to outcomes they can never fully own. But here's the shift no one tells you. The sea doesn't care about your cargo. Life doesn't care about your plans. And the sooner you accept that truth, the sooner you become dangerous. Because while you can't command the waves, you can master the man who faces them. Zeno stood on that beach in ancient Athens, ruined. And instead of despair, he said something that still echoes through time. "Fortune bids me to be a less encumbered philosopher." He didn't fight the loss, he reframed it. And from that single shipwreck rose Stoicism, the philosophy of the unbreakable. This is not about becoming emotionless. This is about becoming untouchable. Let's go deeper. Picture your mind right now as a ship in rough water. Waves of bad news, criticism, setbacks crashing against the hull. Most people spend their lives patching leaks, screaming at the storm, praying it stops. They tie their worth to calm seas and full sails. But the Stoic builds a different kind of vessel. One that doesn't fear the storm, because it was designed for it. The core truth is simple, yet devastatingly powerful. Some things are up to you. Most things are not. Your opinions, your efforts, your choices, your character, these belong to you completely. Everything else, money, health, reputation, results, even the actions of others, these are indifferent. They can be taken in an instant. Epictetus, once a slave, understood this better than emperors. He said, "Some things are in our control, others are not. The chief task in life is to separate them clearly, and then stop wasting energy on the second list." What if the anxiety eating at you right now isn't coming from the problem itself? What if it's coming from your desperate attempt to control what was never yours to control? This is where everything changes. You stop fighting the uncontrollable. You start ruling the controllable. And suddenly, the world loses its power to break you. Let's make this real. You're grinding on that project, that business, that creative work. You pour in late nights, sacrifice weekends, pour your soul into every detail. Then you hit publish.
or pitch the idea, or show the work. And nothing. Crickets. Or worse, rejection. The algorithm buries it, the client ghosts you, the numbers don't move. Most people spiral here. They question their worth. They feel cheated. They quit or chase validation harder next time. But the Stoic asks a different question. Did I do the work with full effort, integrity, and skill? If yes, then the outcome is not mine to judge. The effort was. You judge yourself by the quality of your choices, not the chaos of results. And in that quiet separation, something unbreakable is born.
You become free. Free from the tyranny of, what if they don't like it? Free from the weight of needing the world to approve. Now apply this to the body. You train hard, eat clean, sleep right. Still, injury strikes, or progress stalls, or age creeps in. The mind screams unfair, but the Stoic remembers, the body is not fully yours. It can be broken by forces outside your command. What is yours is the discipline to keep showing up anyway, the courage to adapt, the temperance to not quit when motivation dies. This is voluntary discomfort in action. Sleep on the floor sometimes. Take the cold shower. Eat simply for a week. Not to punish yourself, but to remind yourself, I can survive with less. I am not my comforts. And when real hardship comes, and it always does, you're not shocked. You're ready. Because you've already practiced losing small things gracefully. Now the intensity rises. Think about money. Society screams that more equals happier. Bigger house, faster car, fancier life. So you chase. You tie your piece to the next raise, the next deal, the next milestone. Then the market shifts. The job ends. The investment tanks. And suddenly, your happiness is underwater with Zeno's cargo. The Stoic laughs darkly at this game. Wealth has a natural limit. Enough. Beyond that, it's just weight. Seneca said, learning to live with less creates space for what truly matters. When you detach your identity from what you own, two things happen. First, you stop fearing loss. Second, you start living with a calm power that others can feel from across the room. You become the kind of person who walks into any room undiminished. Because your value isn't on the table, it's inside the man who built it. Let's talk about people. Betrayal, abandonment, criticism that cuts deep. You poured love, trust, effort into someone or something, and they turned. The pain feels personal, like life singled you out. But the Stoic sees clearly.
Other people's choices are not yours. Their opinions, their loyalty, their respect, external. You control only your own integrity, your own kindness, your own standards. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. When he walked out, many expected revenge. Instead, he chose reconciliation. He had studied the Stoics. He understood that the past was gone, uncontrollable. The only power left was how he responded now. He didn't let hatred chain him longer than the prison bars ever did. He rebuilt a nation instead of burning the old one. That's not weakness. That's supremacy of the mind. The storm came. He refused to let it define him. And in that refusal, he became legendary. You can do the same with your smaller storms. The ex who left, the friend who stabbed you, the world that misunderstood you. Feel the pain, then release the rest. Your peace is not negotiable. Now we come to the 4 pillars that make a man undefeatable. Wisdom, the ability to see clearly what belongs to you and what doesn't. Between every stimulus and your response, there is a space. In that space lies your power. Courage, not the absence of fear, but the decision to move anyway. Persist when it's dark. Resist when it's easy to break. Temperance, doing more with less. Mastering desires instead of being mastered by them. Enough is a decision, not a number. Justice, the crown virtue. Understanding we were born for each other. To harm none, to help where we can. To act with honor, even when no one watches. When you live these 4, something shifts inside. You stop reacting like the world owes you ease. You start responding like a man who owes the world his best self, no matter the cost. The advertisements will still scream. The setbacks will still arrive. The nights will still feel long sometimes, but you will move through them differently. Calmer, sharper, darker in your resolve, lighter in your spirit. Because you finally understand.
Happiness was never out there in the outcomes. It was always in here, in the quiet, disciplined choices you make when no one sees. In the refusal to let externals rent space in your mind. This is how you become undefeatable. Not by avoiding the shipwrecks, but by learning to walk away from the wreckage smiling. Knowing the real treasure was never the cargo. It was the man who survived to sail again. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need life to be fair. You only need to remember who controls the helm. You. The waves will come. Let them. You are no longer the ship that fears the sea. You are the captain who was born for it. Now go, face whatever comes today, and become the kind of person the ancient Stoics would respect. Undefeated, unbroken, untouchable. Because at the end of it all, when the final storm arrives for every one of us, you will meet it with steady eyes and a calm heart. And you will say, without regret, I made a prosperous voyage, even if the ship went down, because the man who stepped off it was finally free.